Hi, my name is Jan and today is a big day for me because Blow and Fly, a game I've been working on for more than a year, is now finally available on Steam. If you're wondering whether Blow and Fly is a good game to spend your evening with, today I'll try to give you a short overview of what you can expect if you decide to give it a try. In case you still have any questions after watching this video, you can always hop on our Discord server and ask me there, or leave a comment here on YouTube. Alright, so the first thing that's important to know is that Blow and Fly is not a typical platformer. What I mean is that, for example, if you press the jump button, you won't necessarily jump upwards. You don't directly control the position of the fish on the 2D plane, instead you just rotate it. This rotation will allow you to roll along the floor and reach your destination. Now when it comes to the jump button I mentioned earlier, it simply makes the fish blow water out of its mouth. As a result of that action, your character will be launched in the direction of its tail. Since you probably don't have much experience moving around like that, this movement scheme will most likely feel a little awkward at first. The very first levels could actually be the most difficult for you, because in them you'll need to learn how to roll, fly and hold the jump button down in order to pogo jump. However, once you get the grasp of the controls, the game will make you feel like a professional stuntman performing breathtaking tricks in front of a huge audience. At this point you might be asking, is that some kind of a hardcore game? Will I even be able to beat it? And my answer to that last question is yes, sure. I don't doubt that some prior experience in physics-based platformers could help you get good at it faster, but I also know for sure that it's not required. How do I know that? Well, for example, I saw with my own eyes how my girlfriend, who doesn't play games at all, was able to beat some of the most challenging levels in Blow and Fly. I also know for sure that there's a 9-year-old child who completed the game for 100%. Even if the game turns out to be a little too challenging for you, or you for some reason can't handle a certain level, there are some options which can help you experience Blow and Fly at your own terms. For instance, in the settings menu you can find an option to unlock all of the levels in the game or turn on invincibility. Now let's talk about this game's length. To be honest, Blow and Fly is rather short. It consists of 72 normal levels and 18 secrets which flip the game's mechanics on their heads. When I personally tried to complete all of them as fast as I could, it took me a little more than 30 minutes. However, I've certainly spent more than 100 hours playing and testing this game prior to that, and I know its every nook and cranny. For the other people playtesting Blow and Fly, their first playthrough usually took them between 1.5 to 2 hours. One of the reasons why this game took me so long and is still so short is that each of its backgrounds is completely unique. If you take a look at the screenshots I uploaded to Steam, you can see that each level's background differs from the previous one, and that's because they are fully hand-drawn. This game is my most ambitious art project so far, and I sincerely hope that you'll enjoy spending time in this world. Alright, next question. Are there any bugs in Blow and Fly? Well, I did my best to check everything the game has to offer, and I fixed all of the bugs others reported to me. Also, me and other people were able to complete the game from start to finish, so I think you won't have problems with that either. Nonetheless, I'm not a naive person, and I'm sure someone will stumble upon a bug or a few in the game. If that happens to you, please contact me via email, Discord, Twitter, Steam forums, YouTube, or in any other way. If you're playing a Steam version of the game, I'll most likely be able to fix your issues in a few days or even hours. Also, thanks to my friends from East Asia Soft, Blow and Fly will soon be released on consoles, which means that it has successfully passed the quality assurance testing. Hopefully it means that your experience will be as smooth as possible, but just in case something unexpected does happen, you can always contact East Asia Soft via email or Discord. And that's it for today. I answered all of the questions I could come up with, and I hope that this video was useful to you. I also hope that you'll have a nice time in Blow and Fly if you decide to give it a try, or have fun elsewhere if it just simply isn't your cup of tea. If you're still curious to learn more about Blow & Fly or my other games, there are many ways to do so. Firstly, here on YouTube I release devlogs where I show how my projects go from scratch to finished products. Among these there is a whole 15-part devlog dedicated to Blow & Fly. Secondly, you can always ask me anything in the comments to my videos or on our Discord server. I might not answer immediately, but there is a huge chance I'll reply to your message within 24 hours. Finally, if you're interested in my games and would like to toss a coin to support my projects, I would love to see you on my Patreon blog. There, among other things, I've already posted a lot of updates about the game I'm currently working on, which I haven't shown anywhere else. Alright, I think it's time for me to celebrate the launch. I wish you all to have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Farewell.